Hello, everyone. My name is Pooja Parekh. I'm a third-year medical student at UIC.
Hello everyone, my name is Shashank Sandu and I'm a third-year undergrad at UIC.
And we're both student volunteers at the New Life Volunteering Society, which is a free clinic located in Rogers Park that serves a largely underinsured and immigrant population in Chicago. It's a great privilege to be able to talk about racism and anti-racism in medicine at this conference. Our topic is exploring anti-racism in free clinic healthcare, an analysis of an anti-racism workshop at the New Life Volunteering Society. So to give a little bit of a background on this topic, over the last year and a half, we've seen growing recognition of the harmful impacts of racism and discrimination in healthcare, especially in relation to the pandemic exacerbating healthcare disparities. And this has led to a need to integrate anti-racism training into medical curriculum. Free clinics have historically addressed the exclusion of people of color in healthcare, starting back in the civil rights movement with the Black Panthers Party. The Black Panthers actually started the first free clinic in the US titled the People's Free Health Center, and I've included an image over here. They also started free ambulance services for African Americans, who again were generally excluded from the larger institutions of healthcare. So we believe it's even more imperative to educate and combat discriminatory practices in the provision of care at the free clinic setting. Myself and other volunteers, other authors listed here, decided to create an interactive workshop that addresses and disseminates awareness about the different types of racism, the history of discrimination, and the frameworks of anti-racism in free clinics. After developing this material, we delivered it in a 90-minute lecture format with interspersed cases and group discussions utilizing the charge to and interrupt frameworks. These two frameworks were developed in medical curriculum as communication tools to mitigate implicit bias and microaggressions when discussing topics of social justice like racism. This workshop was piloted to 38 free clinic volunteers, including medical and undergraduate students, as well as faculty across the different schools in Chicagoland. We collected qualitative and quantitative data to see if our workshop was effective in improving participants' attitudes and perspectives on anti-racism in healthcare.
So as Pooja said, we administered a pre-workshop and a post-workshop survey to assess our participants' comfort levels with tasks involving racism. Our data, so the charts in the leftmost column, show that many participants found simple tasks such as defining and pointing out examples of racism quite easy, but more complex tasks such as examining the historical roots of racism, differentiating levels of racism, and utilizing the charge and interrupt frameworks to combat racism more challenging, as less and less participants stated that they were comfortable with doing these tasks. However, our presentation significantly increased the number of participants comfortable with doing all four of these tasks. In the right-hand column, you can see the charts that show participants' rating of the different components of the presentation, which consisted of the lectures, cases, and frameworks, with the majority of participants finding that all three components were useful in learning how to be more actively anti-racist. Many people also indicated that the future workshops would be of great benefit to their learning, with take-home messages from these participants stating that falling into the categories of utilizing frameworks more often, identifying racism in medical context, addressing the significance of the history of racism, and learning how medical students can combat racism and be more actively anti-racist. Future steps include providing potential workshops that capitalize on these ideas for medical students or for those interested in volunteering in a free clinic. We also propose developing a facilitator guide to ensure this workshop remains open to improvement, and we hope this guide will allow for open discussions that lead to broad institutional change in combating racism in medicine. Thank you.
So thank you again for your attention. This is our final poster one more time. And we welcome any questions or any feedback you have about the intervention that we developed through NLVS. Thank you again for having us at this conference.